Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a little mini album for you. I thought this would work well for the Graphic 45 challenge this month, which is to give a little gift. Now the way this little mini album works, it will be perfect for a teacher's gift or a gift for anybody really, a little memory book, and it will fit in an envelope, but it's also got loads of pockets in it. The best part about it is it's done from 2 of your sheets of Graphic 45 papers. Now, if I just show you, before I show you the album, it uses Season to Celebrate. Now, I'm going to do it in this summary paper in a minute. I've used the spring sheets, but it uses one of the cut apart sheets. Can't get all that in the frame there, but you know the one I mean. So it uses a cut apart sheet, everything on the cut apart sheet, and it uses the matching paper that goes with it. So you just need those two of whichever one you want to use. And I've also used one of the journal type cards with the calendar on. So I'll show you how it looks to start with. If I could just come in, and I've used every scrap of those papers, but it's just a fun one to make, so with lots of pockets. So here goes. So on the front I've got my little calendar all lined up. I've used my scraps to add a few more embellishments on here. When you flip it open, you've got the lovely papers inside. You can make this into a pocket, but I just backed this little calendar piece with some white card with room to journal on it, and I also used the cut apart borders to decorate. So that's the first fold. When you open it up, inside then you've got a few more of your little banners and a little tuck spot here using the cut aparts, which I've also added white card onto the backs so that I can journal if I want to. You can lift this out and pop a picture here if you want to, and add journaling about it here. Then this is a very nifty little pocket. I've added a cut apart of the months here, and this pocket just opens here, and you've got your lovely cut apart image spring season here, and I'm doing mine for May. I didn't add white card to the back of this because we're just going to put a picture, but you could do easily. And then that slots back into this little slot here and secretly hides with that May there. Then I made a belly band here. I added one of the stamps and another cut apart to add a picture on. This then flips again, and you've got this element here, one of the stamps, the tag. You could put ribbon in it. I haven't. I've just put a little gem. I've backed it onto white card again. Pop that in there. You could put a picture here, and I've just used that, left that unstuck on one side in case you wanted to slot a picture underneath there. I did one of the pretty borders here just to extend that page, and when you flip that open, you've got again more borders, more of the pretty papers to add your images, and an area to write. But I've also left this part open in case you want to tuck something larger than this behind. So that is that one. And then this part here, this then flips up with plenty of space for pictures, and you can journal if you want to add some more paper, but there's easy room for your 6x4s there, or just slightly smaller. And then this flips too. You've got a pocket on the back and another of the journaling cards which you can pop in the pocket, or you can add something this size tucked underneath here. It will tuck in and fasten up again. So I haven't put any ties on this because it just folds nice and flat as it is, but you could pop a little ribbon and tie it up if you want to. But there is surprisingly lots of space on this little folio with a pocket there and the flips, and it is just those 2 pieces of paper. So and the journaling card. So I'll show you how to make it. I might be following how I've done that there in a second. So what you need is 2 of the papers. One, you need all the cut aparts, and the other, the pretty papers on that. So that's what we've got ready there. And also a journaling card. So bringing that down. So out of the background paper, I have got here This is my 12 by 12 sheet. There, let's just go back up again. So first of all, what you need to do with your 12 by 12 sheet, why is that not? Well, it is a 12 by 12 sheet. Have I got them? Ah, that's why. No good at a jigsaw there, would I? Right. So you've got your 12 by 12 sheet and you just need to cut it at 6 in the middle. So then you've got two 6 by 12 sheets. So it's one 12, can you see that there? One 12 by 12 sheet cut in half, so you've got two 6 by 12s. So on the first one of the 6 by 12s, you just need to cut off 1 inch. So there we go, we've got cut off our 1 inch. And then on this piece, you just need to score it. I've done it this way around actually. Let's do it like that. That's how I've done it, because that's how I want to. Just consider which way you want your papers to go as well when you're doing this. So I've scored mine I've cut the 1 inch off this end because I wanted the green upwards. I've scored it at 4 and 8, and then this is the inch. So that's the first piece, and I've scored it 4 and 8. And then this is the second piece, and again I've scored it from this side, so it's at 1.5, 5.5 and 9.5. So I'm going to pop those back in just so you can get a gist of that, and I'm going to add that paper there so you can see. So you've got one 12 by 12 sheet of the pattern paper. I've turned mine up the other way so that the flowery part is on the back for the time being. So if you want to do the same, if you want it to turn out the same. So then I've cut it in half at 6. Then I've taken my first sheet and I'm scoring at 4 and at 8, and I've cut 1 inch off that end. Okay, then I've taken my second sheet, 6 by 12, and I'm scoring at 1.5, 5.5 and 9.5. So hopefully you should be able to get those instructions. What I have done as well is every time I've scored on both sides of the paper, just to stop it from cracking so much. So if I bring this one up here, let's see if we can get both in. As we are. Right, so now we just want to create this flip part, which this part here is our 1.5 piece here. So have I done this the right way around? Probably not now. I don't think I have I? Let's just see. Have I? My flower will be upside down, but never mind. Right, so we're going to fold this piece. Let me just see. Yes, I've done it the wrong way, haven't I? No, I haven't. There we go. Sorry for that. You have to think about these things, right? So there is my 1.5. So let's fold over there at 1.5. And then this one is the next score line. So this goes this way. And then we're making the back here, which will be this pattern piece. Why is it that you doubt yourself sometimes? There, like so. But that's all part of crafting, isn't it? And there we have our folds. So that was our 1.5, our 5.5, and this was our 9.5. And that's how it folds. So both of the outside pieces there you go. I'm trying to show you all ways around. So that makes your cover, just like so. And the way that folds, I don't know why that is. It's just one bit's longer than the other, but that doesn't matter because your next bit just shows underneath that. There we go. Okay, so now with this next part, so that's what we're copying so far. With this next part, you want to make your inside piece here. So there we have it. So now you want the green part to be going on this green part. And all you need, let me just grab this, is this first part is going to make your pocket. So I'm just going to make a notch in this first part here so that I've got a little thumb notch for my pocket so I can see where I'm going. There we go. So this is going to sit on here like so, and then this piece is going to fold in. So we fold it this way, and this one is going to fold back. So that's our pieces there. So you can see now what we've got. And this is simply going to stick onto here. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let's take that and come down here a little bit. So all you want to do on this piece that has got the thumb notch in it is to glue on these 3 sides. But you want to glue really close to the edge because you haven't got a lot of room. So let's just pop that glue along there. As close to the edge as you can anyway. And then fold that up, and this is now, you want to go to the score line of your little folder, make sure that it bends, and you will get that little edge of the pattern paper. Now it doesn't matter to me, I don't mind that. I'd rather have that poke out a little bit because it adds a little bit of an edge, and my folder be able to fold correctly. So it all adds a bit of a layered edge at the side. So there we go, let's squish that down. And make sure we've got our folder all stuck together. So that's what we've got so far. So here is the pocket, you can see here, and that's stuck down, and now you've got this flip page. Okay, so starting at the front here. Now what I've done, I've got all my pieces at the ready, and I've cut them out so that you don't have to watch me cut a million pieces out. But what I have done is I've backed them onto some white card. Now for the front, to make you have a slight border on these, you have got to cut it down. So I've not just put my patterns on because they just kind of get a bit lost. So I've added a white back to them, and this just makes things pop a bit more. So this piece of card, the white piece, needs to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Cut the white piece first, and then cut your journaling card to fit. So 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and then that will fit nicely on the front like that. So all I'm going to do to this now is add some, see where it fits. So I need about 1 inch worth on this side of glue. So let's pop that on. There we go. And I am just going to get that in position like so. Give that a good squish down. And then this should fold open like that. At this point you can check it straight. Now I'm going to decorate that part in there in a minute, but not just yet. I'm going to get the basics on. Okay, so there's that one. Okay, so that does our front piece for now. Our next piece, I'm going to flick over a couple to here, and I'm going to do this belly band. Now from the belly band, I have got this piece of the green, the 1 inch piece, which is going to go up that way. But I want to use one of my leftovers from my borders. So at the moment I'm going to see what I've got left over, because one of them is going to fit on like this, and it's probably going to be this one actually. So I'm going to take, I've put that in there. So what I'm going to do, the good thing with this 6 inches is everything fits. So first of all, I am going to take this 1 inch piece, and I'm going to have the flowery side up, and I'm going to take this border and I'm going to put that downwards, and I'm going to cut those two to fit. So let's get that onto there, hold on to it, grab my scissors and trim that one. And then all I'm going to do, my desk is messy now, isn't it? So you can't actually see everything. So let's get rid of some of this so you can see what I'm trying to do here. A bit better. Okay, so all I'm going to do then is the border side down, pop some glue on that, and I'm going to add that to the flowery side up. And there we have that. And this is going to make our belly band. So that's going to go on our second page in, and it's going to go here. So just add a little bit of glue at the top and the bottom, like that, and centre that in there. Okay, give that squish down. That's got your central panel. Okay. Now on top of that, I used one of my, let's just flip to here so you can see where we're up to. I used one of the stamps. So I think I'm going to use, just see which I like, that one. So I'm going to use this stamp on here. So I'm just going to pop some glue down the middle. I'm going to centre that and pop that as decoration on my belly band, which is there. And the one that should fit underneath that is this section here, Hello Sunshine. I have trimmed it slightly. It measures just over 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that will fit here. And you'll see you just need to trim it so it fits within that area. For this part here now, I have got this one, Summer Season, the cup of tea, and I've added that some white card on that. And I've got this one, also Summer Season, Hello Sunshine, on the red. I've added some white. I'm just going to add just glue to 2 sides of this to make a little tuck spot. So that is going to go here. So let's pop that down. Make sure we've got it stuck. And there we are with that. I won't stick him in at the moment, but he's going to go in there. So let's move over from that page. So this page now, this is our flip page. And I've got, in place of this one, I've got these lovely sunflowers. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to get that in position. And I'm going to cut that at 6. Let's get that there. Cut that off. Hopefully that's kind of straight. And just to extend this piece, I'm going to glue it halfway. So if you can just see what I mean there, there is the, I'm going to glue it halfway, so half of it is stuck out. So let's pop that on there. Make sure I've got that halfway. And this just helps to make this a bit more of a hidden element underneath. Oops, daisy, you can check that out by folding that this way. And then I wanted this seam covered up. So what I'm going to do then is take this border strip, which looks quite short. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. And I'm going to place this one down there. So let's just add a bit of glue here. So I'm going to pop glue down that side and glue up this side. Oops, daisy. Not too big there. And I'm going to add that. You can just see me here. So here, I want it that way. Or do I want it this way? Life in Bloom. Yeah, this way, I think. So let's pop that on. And that just makes that a little bit more seamless, I think. A bit of glue squidging out there. Then I'll just cut that edge off. To trim up a bit more. And that gives you 2 sweet summertime pieces left. So that goes on and looks nice there. Okay, what have we got this side? Is that looking at? You can just trim from underneath to finish those edges if they're stuck out a bit. That's okay, I think, there. Oh, there it is there. Trim that. Okay, that's better. Right, then we have got, where are we now? We've got this piece. So then I have got this element here, which is the cups, and again I've backed this on white card, and I'm just going to do 2 sides to make a tuck spot. Pop that one in there, and as you're sticking this down, you just want to make sure it's back enough to be hidden. It doesn't need much, and this is why I extended that piece, so that it's a surprise that what you're going to see in there. So there's that one on. I'm back with the front, and I just need my little, this one I've popped on the tag but not quite cut that out yet, so let's cut that top edge of the tag that I've added some white card to. This one again on 2 sides, just bob your glue on, give that chance to stick, and that is where this T is going to go there. So I'll just leave that for a moment where that dries. Now to make this piece, just grab this element from the cutter parts and size it up on your page. You want a very slight green border, and you don't want to be on your score line, so trim it to that point. There's hardly any to trim off the length, and you want to leave some length because you want to score it, this piece, at 1/4 inch, and that's just going to make your fold to stick here. So just trim it up to fit, but before you do, pop your little 1/4 inch tab so that you can attach this nicely into your album. Check that it's going to fold and make sure you burnish that down, and this is going to make your flip part in a second. So there is your flip up piece, like so. Then we just flip over again, and here we've got the last of this lovely sunflower paper, which will fit nicely on. Now what I'm going to do is just leave a little green border and then glue this down. You could just glue one side if you want a little tuck spot. So if you only want so much of it glued, then leave this edge slightly open. Another thing, I haven't inked any of the edges either. I've just kept it clean cut, and that's the way I'm liking this one. So if you've got a small something that you want to tuck in here, you can tuck in that part if you want, if you leave that open. And then for underneath here, you just now need to glue this pocket closed. So down there and down here. But before I do, I'm just going to trim up that edge because I can see that overhanging. Glue that pocket closed. There we go. And then what goes in there is this cutter part, again with some white on it, which slots just in there, which is looking great. So flicking back through, we've got, make sure it goes in, we've got this flip piece here. Now what I put under here, just to finish this off, was my Happy Summer piece. So all I did was I eyeballed that, so I'm going to cut it off at the end of the summer here, and there at the happy part. Just make sure that that is straight, because I don't think it is. And then that also then fits nicely over the seam. So pop a little bit of glue on there. And then that makes that bit look finished off as well. Oops, a daisy, give that a little wiggle. Pop that in position, squish it down. There's that, doesn't show underneath. We know that we've got our little T part here, so I'm going to add that in. And we have got one of these summertime, sweet summertime elements. So I'm going to pop this also on this top edge with a little bit of glue. Just going to keep one edge open. pop that on. I know that's not as seeable on the green as that other one was, but it's there. Okay, we flick again. We've got that already done. Oh, have we done there? Yes, we've done that part. Okay, flip that one over. We've got that piece done. This one we know is going to go in here. We have got our... Now, one thing I am missing. Oh, what have I done with my... I've got one thing missing, which is my little April, May, June pieces. I wonder where they went. So, if you've got the June piece, you just need to pop your little June piece on this cut apart, which I've cut on 3 sides. I've left this side longer, and these I've cut down so that it measures between just over 3 1/4 in width. That way this will then fit inside your pocket. And if you do have trouble with getting it inside your pocket, then just trim it a little touch more. There you go, that goes there. So that's what I've got there, and you would add your June piece here. I don't know where mine's gone. There we go. And then flicking this way, we have got this piece which will fit nicely onto here. Could have sworn I'd got all those pieces. Oh, I think I've spied it. It's somehow managed to leap into the bin. Now, how many things do that? Is that it? Yes, there it is. Haha, there it is. So I'm just going to make sure that this can't be seen there. And then I added this piece along here. So a small piece along here. Just wobble that into place. There we go. Now, admittedly, this isn't the quickest of my videos, but I thought with using all the pieces up, you'd want to see where I've used them. So there is that. I'm just going to flick back now and pop this June piece on. So I'm going to cut June out because I want to do mine for June. And I'm just going to add some glue to that. Pop it on wherever that's going to go centrally. Stick that back in again. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then before your glue sets, get that in position. There we go. Right, now I've got stuck with July and August, so I have put these, I made 2 little fishtails here. So I made one to start with. There is one, and gave him a bit of length there. And then I did a very small one. Make another little fishtail here. And this one, that's not very straight, is it? Let's try again. There we go, made that one smaller. And I've just added those 2 on there. Give those a little bit of an edge. Put that one on. Just a bit of a gap in between there. And then I added, oh, there we go, lost an, there we go. I added my last piece of Happy Summer there. I'm just going to add that along the top. Bring that back in, which I popped on there. Bring them down a smidge. One down a smidgette. Okay, let's pop that on neatly. That's my top piece there. And I think, oh, and then I haven't got as much left on that one by the looks of it. Ah, I had more of this left, that's it. So I used my little thing here to add another little fishtail banner there. And then let's have a small one here. smaller. Hopefully that's okay. And then I've popped those two on the edge, and then all I added was a little gem at the corners of them, which you don't need to see me add, but that's what I did. Pop those in there, and that is my little album done. Let's just get those level, which they're not. Ooh, 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 there we go. Okay, and all I've got left from that is that there, which I'm pretty proud of. And then the scraps that you've cut from around the edge of the album. So let's take a look at those. So that's what I've got. I just added my gems there at the points, which you can see. So on this one, I've got my front cover and room there to pop a picture and your journaling. Again, this one flips open. Got my tuck spot here. I've got my little pull out pocket here with my hidden date in there. I've got this little belly band and my area to pop a picture there. Flipping again, another little tuck spots here and room for photos. A flip, room again, and this lovely flip here with plenty of space. Tuck those in, and the back I've got room here to pop loads of things in, and that is my second little album. So I hope you like those. I'd love to hear what you think. You can literally make loads, can't you, with just 2 sheets of paper. So I hope I didn't drift too much into thinking at that point where I was gluing all that together, and I hope you got everything. But they also will fit in a little envelope, so they're great for sending out for snail mail, really, because they're nice and compact even when you've got a few pictures in there. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I'll put some pictures after the video so you can have a look. And if you like it, please give me a subscribe and a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.